Paige Smith. We will start with an opening statement from Coach, and then we'll move on to questions for our student athletes, dismiss those student athletes, and then turn it over to Coach with questions. If you are joining us on the Zoom, please use the raise your hand function if you have a question, and please state your name and media affiliation. Coach, you can go ahead with your opening statement.
Yeah, just proud of the fight that our team showed. We talk about this a lot, just finding different ways to win. I think our team has done that. It was one of our more complete games. Two pitchers doing a great job. Our defense was locked down all game, and then just finding different ways to win. And obviously we talk about big hits and big moments, big plays in big moments, and big pitches and big moments. And Paige had a huge one too. So, 2-run home run in the 10th inning, obviously to give us a 2-run lead. And our defense, like our outfielders did a phenomenal job. I think we made 21 or 29 or 30 outs, if that's my math is right, defensively. So just proud of that. But we found different ways to win. We have a lot of confidence, and I still think, as we continue to move through this postseason, that they still don't know how good they can be. Just proud of the fight that we had and coming out with a win and the way that we did it today and together.
Now questions for our student athletes.
But you see that Tate's up to bat, and then you're right after she gets the hit. Y'all are a pair of veterans. Just what was that like, first seeing her get on, and then what's going through your head in that at bat?
Before every at bat, me and Tate always handshake and say this is business, and then before that at bat, we gave our handshake, so this time's for real. So I knew if Tate got on, I was gonna get her open no matter what I had to do, and just one pitch, one big swing, and it worked.
Actually, I'd like both players' perspective. Coach was just talking about the big moments and the things like that. What do you guys do to be able and be prepared to show up in those big moments?
Our team really feeds off each other. So if you see one person make a great play, you're going to see 3 more great plays made right after that. And also, I think defense kind of gets our offense going in a way too. So when you see big plays being made, how could you not want to get it done on the offensive side too?
And we practice way too hard to not make those big plays in the big moments. We take a lot of pride in our defense. And I think it's big for us to turn it over on the defense and pitching and turn it over to the offense.
I have the good fortune of watching you guys the first 9 games of the season. So what would you say are from a player standpoint are the big differences between that team in February and the team now?
I think maybe just being tested more, as Jamie would say, battle tested. So we've played in a lot of games where we've come out on top, and then we've also been heartbroken at the end. And so I think with the help of feeling that heartbreak of when, you lose it in the last inning or whatever, however it is, I think that just helps us when it comes to like big games and big tournaments like the SEC tournament.
I think our confidence is rolling right now. We played the best teams as we're up there, the SEC, and I think our confidence is rolling now, and that turns over on both sides.
You talked about the heartbreak, the team's experience. I'm sure Saturday was one of those, but now you've turned around and had 2 straight really, I'm sure wins that have boosted the team's confidence. We talk about just the ability to bounce back from that and y'all's play right now.
Well, I'd say whatever it takes, but usually I would not necessarily want to go through the Saturday heartbreak just to get 2 wins out of that. I would have rather 3, but I think just the team understands that every game we go into, we need to fight, and it's not just going to be a rollover, and it's not just going to be handed to us, and we're just as good as every other team in the SEC. And I think we give every single team a run for their money. I don't think we're a team that anybody wants to play right now.
I think we're in every game. If you go back to our previous games, we're literally 1 pitch away, 1 play away. And I think everything's just coming together at the right time, and we're going to keep on going.
Thank you, Paige and Michaela. You may be dismissed.
Thank you.
Good job, you guys.
Questions for Coach?
I actually want to ask you about that weekend series coming into this week, because you did have that heartbreak on Saturday, and then you had the win on Sunday. Is that something you guys talked about, that heartbreak and then the momentum coming in today, or was today kind of clean slate, postseason, et cetera?
Yeah, I'll just touch on Alabama. That hurt. We actually had a couple of them. We had a 5-2 lead in Florida on Friday night too, and gave that up, but came back on Saturday. The game got moved up, won 7-2 on Saturday. It was senior day on Saturday against Alabama. And I mean, you have 2 wins kind of in your pocket. You just have to be able to finish and close, but that's what championship caliber teams do. And I think for us as coaches, we just kept preaching the whole year about like, we're just, I know every team can say that too, but there's probably 5 to 10 games that would flip on 1 play, 1 pitch, or 1 hit for us offensively that would flip probably 5 or more games. and that being one of them. And I think the resiliency that we've been able to show, like it's our job as coaches to keep feeding the mentality and keep feeding them confidence and belief. We've never lost that, but our job is to continue to elevate it too. So to come back in the seventh inning, you know, the way that we did against Alabama, our baseball team had a saying last year, it was like, don't let the Rebs get hot. So that's kind of our internal things, like, don't let the Rebs get hot. And even throughout that game, like we just keep feeding, trying to feed feed the right wolf, like keep, you know, speaking into existence. But it's a new day and opportunity. And we had beaten every team once, you know, in conference, except for Tennessee. And like, oh, this tournament's made for us. We just got to go and beat everybody once. So to keep advancing. So you just kind of keep feeding like things like empower you. And our team has never lost confidence. We've been more frustrated at times. Just like, why can't we just keep it together, put it together, and can do it consistently? And we've been putting some consistent performances together, but you got to go and earn it. You know, like you got to prove it, and you got to earn it, and you got to be able to finish too. And that's what championship teams do. But finding different ways to win is important, especially down the stretch here. And we've been able to do that actually throughout this year.
Jamie, it felt fitting the way the game ended, just with a great defensive play after. Just it felt like that was all day making some plays. We talk about, I guess, how much the team prides itself on defense.
A lot. Like they said, you know, I'm proud of how they speak, you know, just because it's kind of, you know, our standard and stuff too. And but I think it was like, I think we had 29 to 30 outs on defense, which is impressive. And our outfield, those guys they can cover some ground, and whether it's the balls on the ground or in the air. And I think one thing that we've been able to do is just let it feed off that, like make a great play and turn over for offense. You just have to be +1 at the end of the day. And our job defensively is to make sure that we can turn it over for offense and give them a chance to do that. But I'm super proud of them. Tate and Jalen, you know, center and left field were, you know, stealing hits, not even making routine plays, but stealing hits out there. And we know if the ball's in there out there, they got a chance to make the play. And I'm proud of them for doing that. And Taylor, who's a freshman, Tate was super senior, kind of passing the baton out there. Like as coach, you're proud to see that.
Any more questions? Go ahead.
I'm just curious, in that last inning, did you feel the mojo was different? Because you kind of gone inning after inning and scoreless and extras. Did you feel like the mojo was different at all?
I don't know if I felt it different. It's just trying to get our lead off on, you know, and then for Tate, just because we're like, we had some people on base actually in extra innings too. We just end up with, I think, people on second, but with 2 outs. And we weren't able to get them past second base. And so we got the lead off on Tate, and then we're kind of in the top of our lineup. Obviously, great call by Katie, you know, let's Paige swing away there, and just a big hit and big moment. So, you know, we're right there. We didn't lose confidence. Like, hey, we got to win one. Like, let's do it. Like, let's win one. And we kind of felt like if we could pressure them a little bit offensively, that it would crack maybe again. We are not in that inning. They'd given us some other runs earlier. We took advantage of some opportunities there, but we are in that 10th inning, and then we closed the door on the bottom.
On Brooke, February Brooke, now Brooke, what? Yes,
Brooke's just
because you didn't use her in February.
Yeah, she's just so different. You know, it's making sure, we always say this as coaches, like it's our job to make sure that we put them in situations to be successful. And you know your kids, you know how they're feeling, you know what the matchups are, you know what's right. And it was a right moment. That's a big moment, you know, with Pleasance getting the second and Clark coming in there and us overloading the defense, which is trusting Brooke to put the ball where it's supposed to go. So it feeds into our defense over there. And that's probably a key moment that maybe won't be as talked about as much. But she's had some really big moments for us the last couple of weekends too. And none bigger than that. That was a key to us when being able to turn it over and be able to have a chance to win the game.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you guys.